Overall, good day. I'm happy with this. Just a quick summary of today's trades. We started the session just kind of going back and forth on the first presented fair value gap. So we waited through this. We waited until, I think the first trade, yes, we waited until 9:10. The market started to move. I made a stupid trade here. I don't know why. I will need to rewatch the footage. But nonetheless, I entered the trade and we got stopped on this trade for a 25-point loser. Okay, the second trade, I immediately saw that we are entering into this order block here, which was the opportunity to enter long. So I entered, slightly late entry here, as you can see, but I entered and waited for 25 points. So that took us break even on the day. Then the third trade, we waited, the market moved higher. And then what happened here? Yes, and then we waited until the market pulled back. Was this because I remember we entered on the 5-minute, which was 11:10. That's not that trade. Okay, so that was the next trade, I believe. Yes, so this one, we waited for the pullback. We entered off the midpoint. That was a perfect entry. I set up my limit buy. The market dropped, touched on the midpoint of that big fair value gap here, and moved up, and that was a 21-point winner. I exited here because we had those two up candles, so there was a chance we will actually stop here and continue lower, and that is what I was afraid of. Okay, my idea here was to add if we moved lower, somewhere in this vicinity of this line here, but we didn't have that chance. So that was the winning trade. And then we waited, and somewhere along here, we had a 5-minute bullish candle that closed above all the highs. And I said I will enter using my other strategy, but that was buying in premium. So the market pulled back once again. So we had to sit through that drawdown, and then it took off. However, at this point, I panicked, and I thought, again, this may actually reverse, although none of the bullish structure has been broken. So maybe I should have a little bit more confidence. I closed the trade break even somewhere here. Then we waited again, and the last trade of the day was that liquidity grab / reversal trade. So what we did is I noticed that liquidity grab on that candle here. Then we should have waited until the midpoint of that wick is reached, but we didn't. I entered the trade as that candle was dropping lower, so slightly worse entry. And I exited when I saw 10 points profit, okay? Being aware of this down candle hit that it might actually reverse. But at the time of looking at that trade, I did not see that gap on my trading chart, which is a different chart I execute trades from. And this is why I have not seen that. And I exited here. In reality, if I did see that, there was an order block here. This was the midpoint of the order block, and this was the top of the gap as well. So I would be fairly confident that we will at least touch the top of that gap, and this would be my exit. So that perfect trade should be set 15 points. In reality, we got 10 points, which is not that bad as well. So that brings the total to 31 points in the green for the day. So not bad overall. I'm quite happy with the session, except for this first trade, which, to be honest, I don't know why I took. If it wasn't for this first trade, we would have reached our goal of 50 points per day. And that would mean 50 points per day, basically trading 2 micros is about $200 per day times 25 accounts. That gives us $5,000 per day, which is our ultimate target. This is where we want to get to in this series. This is our top goal, and that gives us a $0 to $1 million per year goal. So Hope you enjoyed this, guys, and I will see you on the next trading day. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.